Hello and welcome everybody, I am SocioPsycho and today we take a look at Ironbound. This was created by a company called Smiling Bag and a developer named Chick and Stew. Indeed. Now, what this game actually is a small puzzle game set inside a particle collider, which is about forming bonds between charged particles. Now, that's a bit of a mouthful. Now, when you load up the game, you'll have a choice of a wide variety of screen resolutions, which is nice. It happens on a pop-up menu. It's a very simplistic game. When we go into the options in here, you have the music on or off, which is, I always prefer sliders. There is really no SFX sound on the game, and I feel the fact that they didn't have good music in the game as sort of a missed opportunity because this puzzle game is actually pretty good, and I feel if they had decent music, they could really drive home and solidify the point that they were trying to make. Instead of it just being a game about puzzles, they could have, through the music, allowed a much deeper meaning or even a connection with the player. The reason why I bring up music so intensely in a small game like this is because of the fact that it's small, so every little thing that you have that you can do to help you will be just that. Now, you see reset game, that just resets all the puzzles. When we go into the actual game, the layout for the actual puzzles is pretty nice. There's a wide berth of chapters in this game. When we go in, we see each have 10, and it's very easy to choose between which puzzles you want. And when we go into the game, this is what you have base style. Now, the puzzles get far more complex as the game goes on, but as you can see, negative and positive react as you were taught in your science class that they would. But beyond that, there's also the environment that you need to look out for. As you can see, these black spots on the map, that's dark matter. So when one of your particles touches that, it will blow up and then you can lose it. You create these bonds together through these different particles, but if you're not careful, you won't be able to actually get to what you want because the dark matter will cut you off. And the little, as you can see how I'm grabbing up and trying to gather all these little items are incentive. Yes, you need to complete the puzzle by colliding the different colors together, but it has replayability in the fact that you get the neutrons 3 out of 3. This really allows a far more in-depth play, and at any point if you come across a mission which is too difficult for you, you can skip it and go ahead. Like I showed you in the beginning, the way to choose in between different levels is very simplistic. It's very easy and it does a very good job of it. But if you're not careful in how you actually play the game, then you're going to find yourself pretty short if you're trying to go for the max score. But does this game actually do what it needs to do in regards to propelling a puzzle format? And when we look at it graphically, there are some things which are a little bit annoying. Now, I like how if white spots play a role in the entire map, but a majority of times they don't, and it feels like there's a lot of wasted and open space. Using better organization of your map would have been a lot more sleeker instead of it looking like you have a lot of dead zones. Making the resolution options larger so you can see maybe areas that are mainly blue. When you collide a puzzle together, it looks so much more beautiful because yes, you have this nice, elegant, artistic design which happens after you collide a group together. But if you're unable to see that because of the white blotches everywhere, I feel like that is a missed opportunity. If they made the game more artistic, it would draw more people in. Now this goes back to with the music option. If you had far more severe music, it would grab people in more. But the game is not bad by any means. And as you can see as I'm playing this through, every level is unique in its own way. It has its own design and its own personality. And sometimes you need to connect one particle to another particle, or sometimes you need to sort of have multiple particles and have sort of a pull and tug attitude. Now, the thing that the game does right is the fact that as the levels go on, and it never does this to a point where you feel as if it's happening too fast. The levels continue to raise the difficulty, not just in the complexity of, hey, here instead of giving you one particle you need to smash into another, now you have 5, but in the fact that they continuously add more mechanics. This is definitely the proper way to go with this game and a nice thing that they managed to do. It continues to make you have to think. and be on your feet and find the correct way to max your score. Is this game enjoyable? I've found that it is, actually. There's a lot more to this game in replayability than may be apparent. If you're not careful in how you handle, it's very easy to lose. And the fact that it's very easy to lose and it continues to challenge you and make you think is something that is definitely nice to see in a puzzle game. Another small setback is you have to go into the menu and hit reset every time you want to. It would be nice to have like a little button right at the top corner to quickly manage that. But for a price point of $4, this is actually a very satisfying game. When I review games, I make sure I understand everything I'm going to talk about and then I do a review. Even if I'm like, this is a good game, very few games after I review do I actually go back into and play. And this is one of those games that I will finish it up. I will finish the puzzles and complete it because it's enjoyable. It's satisfying in a very small way. There are ways that this game could have been a lot better to really grab people in, but this is a good start. This is a good, solid game. Now it does lack a few things, but because it lacks those things doesn't make the mechanics that are in the game work less. The mechanics of the game actually work very well, and the game I would just like to see more implemented into, but for what it has, and for the price point, I would gladly recommend this game. This is a very simplistic, yet complicated, a very quick but fun, individually leveled puzzles that will give you a sense of enjoyment through playing. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been SocioPsycho, and I thank you for your time, and I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.